All right, so getting ourselves in position. Again, today's class is all about fluidity, fluidity in our core, right? So we hold so much tension in the muscles in the core, which can compress and restrict breathing. It just restricts so many things. It restricts our ability to move fluidly. So that's the whole idea. So today is an exploration and it's a play. Okay, so that's how we will approach today's class. So bent legs, crossed legs, you can do this part in a chair. We're just going to take a few minutes to explore our abdominal diaphragmatic breathing. So I'm just going to start with my hands on my lower belly, if that's comfortable to you. All the breath in through the nose, just feel that belly expand and the air will come up into the rib cage, into the chest. And then that slow exhale. Try doing it through the nose. And as you exhale all the way through the belly, just gently pull the belly button back to the spine. So you really completely empty. And once it's all the way there, automatically, right, it will come back into the belly. And exhale. So we're just exploring, what does that feel like? So again, as that belly button draws in, you can tell that the pelvis automatically moves right along with the breath. Don't stop it. This is just a notice, shutting your eyes. What does it feel like? And then as that belly draws in, you'll feel your tailbone tucking under, just like we do on the ground, arch, flatten, cat, cow. Noticing as you do that, especially as you're going all the way down into the belly, is there some choppiness? Is it easy and fluid? That's the word for today, fluid. Or are you telling where you're actually holding a lot of tension, not allowing yourself to get that full breath in and out? I've noticed, keep going with your own. I'm just going to talk a few more times as we're slowing that breath down. I've noticed in the last few weeks, it's become really apparent to me for myself how much tension I'm holding in my lower belly all the time. And is that because we're always trying to pull that belly in or whatever? Don't need to create a story around it, but I'm like, I need to relax in there, recognizing how much tension. And of course, when we have tension down there, how can we digest when we're holding so much tension really in the whole torso, but so much down there in that lower belly? Notice after you do it and put your attention on there a while, how much more you start to get a little bit more fluid, don't you, in that pelvis? You start letting it arch out and open up a little bit more, just with that focus and attention down there. Good, and one more focus on this next inhale. As that expands, right, you can feel that the arching of the lower back. So it's like the back starts to contract, but you really get length and more open and spaciousness in the front of the body. And as you exhale, drawing it in, the back of the body gets more spacious in length as the front of the body contracts. And so that's going to be a theme for today's class. Let's go ahead now and just put our hands up on the rib cage. So you can drop your elbows, you can have them here, whatever's comfortable for you. Now the same breath though, you don't have to change the breath. We're inhaling down. And then as we continue the inhale, just feel how now the rib cage expands to the side as you do that nice inhale. And then exhaling as the rib cage starts to compress and drop automatically. Notice if your rib cage isn't really moving fluidly. Are you feeling maybe a lot of restriction in it? So many of us are really locked up in that thoracic mid area of our back, and of course in the top of the back. And when we're restricted there, that really restricts our respiration. And especially now with respiratory health being so big, right? Knowing that a lot of that are just tension in our muscles, in those intercostal muscles, the muscles in between each rib. So just paying attention to that. Let's just do one more inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's go ahead now and put our hands up. Whatever's comfortable for you. If it's comfortable for you to go across the heart space, or if it's more comfortable for you to have your hands maybe up underneath the collarbone. So for that part of the chest, inhale. Feel the expansion there. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Feel it draw all the way up, and those fingers just start to come away from each other, even from up here. Exhale. Good. And how about just one more inhale? Feeling the buoyancy. Even as you do this, you can even get a sense of the tailbone coming up. Maybe the chin even slightly wants to lift with that. Do your shoulders draw back? And exhale. Nice, and you can let your hands go down. So just getting this sense of how the breath moves you. Do you breathe, or is the breath moving you, allowing all the muscles in the front and the back body to move with us? All right, so from here, we're going to go onto our backs, and we're going to explore those same movements, but as we're on our back. So just allowing yourself to draw back. Good. And a nice way to know is just bringing your legs up, dropping the feet so that the knees are there, and then just let them come down. So you're kind of, now you'll know you're in a good space where the legs are. So exploring, I'm going to go ahead and just go right into, for time's sake, having those hands behind the head. Good. We're not going to do these slowly. This is going to be more like kind of a whole fluid kind of breath, but paying attention to what's contracting in the other part that's expanding and how it all works together. So let's use the breath again. Inhaling low into the belly, let that tailbone draw down. Feel the lower back lifting. Feel now how the shoulders and the elbows press. So contracting the back body, getting space in the front body. And then exhale, going right in. Good. Now the lower back presses, the tail lifts. So now you get shortening of the muscle in the front of the body, or a contraction, as the back body gets space and lengthens. Let's just go one more time. Inhale into the belly. Good. Feeling the contraction in the back of the body. You might notice the chin wants to tuck, the elbows press. Exhale, starting from the lower belly. Rib cage draws together. Yes, chest. Good. Contracting those muscles on the front, lengthening on the back. And then just allow yourself to come to neutral. And in neutral, completely relax. Good. Now we're going to add on, when we contract in the front body, we're going to do our elbow hug, stretching out the back shoulder part. So let's inhale again into the belly. Allow the tailbone to roll down. Notice the big lift underneath the lower back. Press the elbows into the ground. The chin is tucked. Exhale, go right into lower back presses, lower back. The tail lifts. Good. Hug the head. Feel the stretch across the back of your shoulders. Chin tucks and do a lift. So now all those muscles are contracting in here, and then slowly you let yourself come back. Good. Allow the elbows to open and go right into it again. Inhale, arch. Can you also feel the rib cage expand with that? Elbows, exhale. Even the rib cage will contract in, elbows hug, and now the rib cage draws down towards the tail, feeling the lower back contract. And then drop all the way down, open the elbows and go right into it just one more time. Inhale, arch. Are you getting more expansion at that mid-body rib cage after we've done it a few times now? Exhale. Tails lifting, lower back presses. Squeeze those shoulders and squeezing at the pecs, chin tucks. Come up. Ooh, also notice the back body. It's lengthened and spacious back there. As you slowly exhale back, neutral, and let the elbows come all the way back out. And just notice now how you feel. You can bring the arms down maybe a little bit and maybe just do a little bit of some circles here. Yeah, almost like the pelvic clock. Just notice how that's feeling, arching and curling. Just moving the way that your body wants to. Let's do a full body yawn now before we go on to our side. So legs are down, arms are above you, whatever feels good. So take a nice inhale again. Feel what happens in the torso. Inhale. Notice how it all stretches. Now flex your feet, stretch through the heels, reach up with the arms. Ooh, everything is happening now from the core, and exhale. Completely relax. Good. We're going to do it one more time, but on the exhale, let's press that lower belly in and see how that feels. Just one more time. Inhale. Arch the back. Ooh, got a big rib cage expansion. Flex the feet, reach those legs out away from the torso, arms up. Ooh, now exhale. Go right into the flatten. Can you now flatten? Pausing, holding, and then just release, relax everything. And just notice what you might be feeling. You might even want to just shake your legs a little bit, shake the whole body, give it a little side to side shimmy shake. That feels kind of good. And let's roll over onto our sides. We're going to explore those muscles now, front, back, but we're going to include side body. I'm grabbing my pillow for my neck. So we're going to do our nice side bodies. So wherever that feels good to you, you want to make sure that your neck is in a nice neutral place. For me, I need to have a nice pillow there. It's more comfortable. And the legs are up. Good. You can just have your hands kind of here. So how about if we inhale into the belly, allow that tailbone to arch out. We're going to essentially be doing the cat-cow. So, arching out. And then exhale, curl. So curl the back if you want to bring those knees in a little bit more. It's kind of that nice fetal position. And then exhale, you can open. Does the head want to go with you? So you're just exploring with it, curling it in, and maybe a bit of arch out or just coming to neutral. What does it feel like in this position? My top arm actually wants to come out so I can give a good stretch here. Yes, beautiful, you guys. Nice exploring in your own way. And then just settle in. Beautiful. So now we're going to do a bit of work in just the side body. Right, so how can let's just take that shoulder down. Good, so just bringing the shoulder down to get those lats or whatever down into the side body. How does that feel? When I do that, I really feel like my body wants to arch my tail out and then bring it all the way back. Good, and then you can even think about lengthening that hip away from the waist. So we're gonna bring shoulder and hip in, just using the arm and the hip, just like that, and lengthen it back out. Notice as that hip draws out now, automatically your waist lifts up off the floor. So we're going to contract in the top side body, and lengthen. Right, so we can't do anything in isolation. Just notice if that's easy for you, or if you're feeling some constriction or any pain. If there's pain, we back off always. Good, and just staying right here for that. Beautiful work. All right, so we know this one where we lift that lower leg, keeping the knees together. So let's just start there. You can even put your hand up here. So you're just going to lift, keep the knees together, lifting straight up. Notice how that brings it up. Good. How about if we bring that top arm down now and press that down? Where else do you feel it? I also like to take the top of my head and gently press it in or down towards the floor with a slight lift of the chin. Good work. And then go the other way. Good. And I might take that top arm now up and lift the bottom right waist up. So let's just do that one. Take the arm down, press, and go the other way. Lengthen. So using the long arm, just notice what that feels like. That's that long lever there. And open. Ooh, and then take that hand and put it around towards the top of back of the ear. Good. So now we have this shorter lever out just to the elbow. So we're going to do that same movement here, only this time we're going to lift from the elbow. Now notice, you might notice also how much you feel the part of the side of your body on the ground there, and then go the other way, all the way up. And you're lifting like the elbow up and lift the back up, the bottom of your waist off the floor. You guys know what I'm saying, up and over, even though I'm not saying it right. Good. I get so relaxed in these, I can barely talk. And go the other way. Beautiful. And then just come to stillness, drop that hand. So we've explored a bit of curl and arch, a side body lift. How about some rotations? So you might want to, if you have your pillow there, just take it a little bit to the back, because as you rotate, you want to make sure you have that there for your neck and the hand wherever it's good for you on this, up or down on your side body. So let's inhale. And on the exhale, allow yourself to just rotate over. Just take it to wherever it feels good. You can look that way and then bring it all the way back the other way, but come all the way. So you're going to roll so the face is down. Notice what that feels like. And inhale and exhale on the way back. And just explore in your own time, coming back all the way and back again. So in these explorations, you're just noticing where you might find some restriction. Where are you basically, I'll use this term, kind of locked up? What muscles are you really holding in your core? Even the tension in the muscles in the core affect all of our internal organs as well. So I'm going to go one more time. And then when I rotate back, I'm going to pause there for a breath or two. So I'm going to pause here over. And I'm going to take my breath and breathe into these top ribs of it. See what that feels like. Is there restriction? Can you feel a nice inhale through that mid-back? Exhale, let it go. Good. And now come back to the side, and just if there's another kind of movement your body's just asking for. Mine loves this one, where I take that top leg and I roll it back, where I bring that same side arm and I roll forward. So I get that beautiful stretch, like a diagonal stretch on the side. And then I just bring the leg forward. The arm comes up by my ear, leg forward as I rotate the other way. Oh, feeling all that in the back, but also in the leg, obviously, and across the pec. So if this feels good to you, play with this one a little bit. And up and around. Oh, I'll go one more time. All the way back. And then let's just take the pillow out, roll all the way onto your back. Just take a moment, notice what your body's feeling now. You can notice if that top side feels any different to you right now than the other. And like I might want to, I'm just going to do one breath, but maybe a nice breath into the belly. Just notice how those core muscles are feeling now. Am I a little bit less tense? Right, is there more choppiness or less? How do I feel in my upper body? And then let's slowly make our way to the other side. On our side, we'll do that series again. And just notice how it might feel different on this side. I'm going to go right into it here, getting that in a good position. How about a little bit of a curl? So you're going to curl a bit of fetal position. And then maybe bringing those legs away with a little bit of an arch. Maybe not make it so big this time, but really pulling that belly button in, drawing it back so you get a nice rounded back. And exhale. Just exploring that one on your own a few times. We don't typically do a lot of arch and curls, do we, on our side? But why wouldn't we? It's all working. Good work. All right, so I'm going to bring my knees up and let's do a little bit more side. Again, I'm just going to use that pressing down of the long arm. How does that feel? Tipping the top of my head down, lifting the chin a little. For me, I like that one because I really feel all that in the top of the shoulder as well. And then maybe drawing it the other way, drawing that hip down and hunching the shoulder. I'm going to do that one more time. I like to press it down on the inhale and then exhale, like let it go. Nice work. Now I'm just going to do lower legs. So I'm just going to keep those knees together and lift. So I'm just lifting that. I can feel some contraction there. Then I might take that arm and roll down. Oh my, yes, that's going to need a few. And slowly release that. And then I'm going to lift the waist up and even the shoulder up towards the ear. How does that feel? Oh, I'm going to bring it back to here. Ooh, and let's go again. Inhale and draw the lower leg down and arm, neck gets involved. If that feels good to you. Switching, going all the way down, lifting the back and lifting the shoulder, the side, I should say. And let's come down and just relax, maybe even shake a little side to side. Let it all go for a moment. Notice what you might be feeling just there. Good work. And now I'm going to use the long arm, the arm up. So as you lift, I'm going to take the arm down and then go the other way slowly. Lift the waist, lift up from the lats or just the side body, really. Lats is kind of back, isn't it? And same thing, long arm and bring it in. Crunch there at that waist. Slowly bring it the other way, lift. Ooh, good work. And then taking the hand around the top of that ear like a little headband, keeping the elbows straight up. Let's just pause for a moment, give the body a chance to calibrate here. And then here we go, keeping the knees together, lifting lower leg, lifting elbow. Ooh, and go the other way. Elbow comes up and away, and lifting the waist. We go right into a bit of flow with that. Ooh, how about one more time? Lifting it up. Going the other way. Nice. And I'm just going to draw my hands down, Maybe another little just circle here. And then let's do our rotation. Hand here, so just letting yourself rock back. Let the head go with you. Just notice how you feel in this first one. Then roll the other way. Good, and roll back again. And roll forward. I'm going to roll back and pause there for a nice breath. Inhale, feel the inhale coming right into that top rib cage. So as that expands, what do you feel in your shoulders? Are you getting tension? Do you feel some tightness there? That's just an interesting. And exhale all the way back. I'm just going to exhale out and do it one more time. So when you inhale, right, everything expands. You feel the buoyancy of that contraction that way, and then exhale. See if you can relax the contraction. And then I'm going to come all the way back again. One more time, forward. And all the way back. Beautiful. And just notice this next time after you've done a few nice inhale and exhales and coming back, if you feel just a little more fluid in that whole thing. So now I'm going to do the one where I'm lifting my leg and the arm up. And I'm going to take that leg back and the arm forward, rolling my face down into the ground, stretching fingertip to toe. And then bring that leg forward, keeping the arm up by your ear as you rotate on back. Oh, and then just make it a beautiful flow. Inhale to the center. Exhale as you roll. Inhale, center. So you inhale, center, and feel the expansion there. And then exhale. And rotate. See if each time you get a little bit more. Let's just go one more time for time's sake. Inhale. Exhale. And then just come right back to that starting place. Bring the legs in and the arms. Maybe do a little bit of a fetal. A little kind of just rocking for a moment. And now from here, we're going to go on to our belly. So rolling onto the belly. If you do have a ball that's squishy and you want to use it, just bring that next to you. And again, you don't have to. That's an option. As an exploration, you might want to bring your pillow with you and just let the legs go down, crossing your arms up there. You can have your head just forehead on the arms. Drop the chin so you feel like that neck is in a nice alignment. And maybe just shake side, do a little side to side, just kind of shaking the hips. You might even want to bend the legs, lower legs up, and just do a little side to side. And as you do, notice how the pelvis moves. And then just let them drop and relax. Excellent. Now from here, I'm going to take my hands in like a goalpost position, elbows out from the shoulders. You can tuck your chin. And I want you, in this, your hands are there, but you're not going to be necessarily supporting yourself. You'll be able to lift. But you're going to inhale, deep inhale, especially in through the rib cage, and allow the buoyancy to lift the upper body. So it automatically lifts you. Feel that, and then turn your head to one side. Exhale and let yourself drop. Inhale again. Feel how the rib cage expands you so you lift, and then you can turn the head the other way and exhale and just let it all drop and relax. Now we're going to add on a little more side body to this. So you're going to inhale, lifting the head, lifting the upper body, and I'm going to turn to my left, and I'm going to just bend that left leg over a little bit as I drop my head. So now I'm a bit on the side body. And then inhale and come back and go over to the other side. Letting that knee maybe bend so you can come up a little more on that side. See how that feels on your belly. And then just flow this your tempo. I'm going to inhale as I do and just start to go from side to side. Using the breath. Noticing how much the breath is just so important to the whole movement of the core and the flow. You can really use it. Maybe to the other side. I just think this feels so good. And then when you're ready, come back to the center. And do a little bit of a shake there as well. Good work. Now, in this position, this is where the ball can be kind of fun. Again, if you don't have it, you can still explore at your pace. But if you have it, you might want to just grab the ball. You can kind of come up a little bit on your knees, forearms if that feels good, or up, whatever's good for you. And just start to explore rolling your belly on the ball. Good. So if you don't have a ball, feel free. So you guys keep exploring, start down at the belly, and then you might even want to bring it up under the solar plexus, coming up a little bit and just rolling. And as you do, see, even just rolling on this ball, you'll notice that you're using more different core muscles. You're going to be using your core muscles in a new and novel way, getting some experience. Now, if you don't have a ball, you can just basically just explore without it. You just kind of inhale and rock to one side and rock to the other side and just explore in this way. Good, but it's really, I found the ball to be really interesting. Now, the other thing is, like, I'm going to put mine up now under the solar plexus. And on the exhale, feel the ball really pressing up into the torso and gently roll on that. So you're actually giving all those internal organs also a really nice supportive massage. Massaging, if you're on, say, the right side, you're up there under your liver. Do a little nice massage, liver, gallbladder. Notice if you feel a little pain in there. Just gently lift off a little bit, but just keep that nice movement. And then if you go over into the left side, or stomach, spleen, and down into the center, some intestines, uterus. So it's just an interesting way to check to see where you're holding tension and to get really connected. Because all of that, even the deep connective tissue, is what we're working in here too now. Hydrating, getting some movement in there in a way that we wouldn't normally get. Beautiful. So you can keep exploring that. And then from there, I'm going to come up. Now, you can be up on all fours. If it's easier for you on your forearms, that's fine too. You can do all these movements on your forearms if you have some wrist issues. But I'm now going to come up onto all fours. And of course, we can do the cow, dropping the belly, shoulder blades, arching the tail. And then exhaling, pressing through the palms, lengthening across the rib cage. Then tipping under, just feeling all the articulations. Inhale. So notice that as that belly drops, shoulder blades come in towards the spine, head wants to lift, and tailbone right there. Such deep contraction in the back body, lengthening on the front body, and then going the opposite way. lengthening up across the shoulder blades. Then lift the rib cage. See how that feels now. Then tailbone, then chin. And then neutral, and then exploring for you some nice circles, right? So you can bend, say, the left elbow, hip to the left, and just start exploring for yourself, rolling around, coming all the way back. Maybe make them small, and then make them big. What are you feeling in there? Are you feeling a lot more fluidity and movement all through the full core? So even though a lot of these movements are all movements we've done before, when you start doing them all together and just noticing where you might be holding your own tension in there and using the breath and these beautiful flowy movements can really unlock your body. And then once we're unlocked, releasing tension. Nice, and from there, I'm just going to come down into my child's pose. Find the child's pose that feels best for you right now. So you might like to have your knees close, maybe the top of your head on your hands, or you might be more comfortable with those knees wide. Wide knees are always nice too. If you have your ball, you can always just kind of either let your forehead be there, or you might like it down around the solar plexus. That's kind of nice. This is also with wide legs, always really good for opening up, also right in the pelvis, inner thigh, outer thigh. Just exploring here too, the curling and the scooping, but you do it to whatever feels good to your body today. And if you're in closer, you might want to come up a little, curling and arching. Beautiful. Nice work, you guys. So now that we've done all that, we can now gently make our way back to the floor. If the child's pose felt good to you and you want to stay there, make this class your own. I'm going to come back onto my back. Now, again, I'm going to be using the ball. For this, you can also use perhaps some pillows, whatever, but I'm going to put this little puppy right underneath my tail and then just do a little rolling on that ball. So maybe arching my tail off of it, letting it just support me in that position, and then curling and letting it lift and arching and on down, right? So much you can do with the tail and the ball, maybe like a little typewriter, side to side. What does that feel like? So I'll let you explore that for a few seconds. Good, and then if you want, you can even bring those knees up and in. Same thing. Notice how with up on the ball, it gives you a lot of instability. So now you have to kind of embrace or use the belly, don't you, to keep it up. Again, if you don't have a ball, sorry, you can always just explore on your own. You can always put a nice big pillow here for the same thing. You might not get the same roll, but you'll get the lift. So like you can always drop your legs down if you're on a pillow with a big arch and then use it to come up. The other thing I love with this that's always really nice is you can do legs straight up. And just if you have that ball or your pillow right at that tailbone, bringing the legs up here, it's just effortless. So This is mimicking legs up a wall, where if you're in yoga or very restorative positions, where you can wiggle your tail right up to the wall, bring the legs up and be supported by that wall. This is really restorative. I'm just putting, if you don't have a place to put your feet up on the wall, this is a beautiful way to also just imitate that and allow the benefits of that. I'm going to flex my feet. Gosh, that feels good. Stretching through the heels, all on the back lowers, and maybe doing a point of the toe. Good. So again, you can explore that, maybe externally rotating the thighs and bringing them in just from here. Nice work, you guys. And then I'm just going to end with our nice relaxation. So if you want to stay there with those legs up, it's a beautiful place to end. I'm going to go ahead and move this down. If you want the ball or something underneath the knees, if that's more comfortable, that doesn't really work. Never mind. And bring it on down. Good. And then just settle. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly again. Feel it expand. What does it feel like now? Is it more fluid? Bring it up into the rib cage. Feeling like you have a little bit more movement now. Up into the shoulders. Oh, getting that nice deep breath. And then exhaling. I'm going to exhale through the mouth just to get rid of all the additional tension holding. Maybe at the end, drawing that belly button right down into the ground. And then letting the focus of the breath go. And let's just do a bit of body scan here. So putting your focus down into your feet and the toes. How about the arches of both feet? How about the ankles? Are you feeling any tingling down there in the feet, the ankles? Are you having more sensation on one side than the other? Bringing your focus up both lower legs, both the front and the back. Focus up into those knees, the tops of the knees, all four sides of the knees, behind the knees. Bringing your focus up the top legs, the front of the legs, and the hamstrings. Into the groin area, the front. And how about that belly? Doing a nice inhale in there. Are you holding tension? As you let it go. How about on the back of the body? What parts down into that pelvic region are you feeling on the ground? Are you feeling an evenness on the left to the right? How about your lower back? Is it touching at all, or is it really raised? Front, where the belly button is. How about rib cage? Where is your rib cage touching the floor? What happens if you inhale directly into that heart space and rib cage? Feeling the ribs expand out to the side. Feel how now the shoulder blades will draw down into the ground. You'll feel a lift and a buoyancy. You might even feel a lifting underneath the belly button. Lower back lifts off the ground. Exhale. Just let it go. How about the tops of the shoulders and where it's touching the ground there? And where the tops of the shoulders aren't touching the ground. Tops of the arms, elbows, forearms. And the hands and the feet are always fun to play with because typically you can get a lot of sensation there when you put your mental focus in there. So how about you just focus on all your fingers and your thumbs. Focus on the palms. And then let's put our focus up now at the back of the neck, around the back of the skull and up through to your forehead. And you're holding tension in your forehead. Let it go. How about your cheeks and jaw? I'm going to open the mouth a little, allow the jaw to relax. Putting in the front of the throat and into that beautiful heart space. Inhale into your heart. And exhale. I'm going to finish this with just one final visualization, just one that I happen to love. I'll be spending at least a little bit of time towards the end of next week, hopefully at the beach, which is one of my happy places. So I'm going to visualize myself on a beautiful beach chair, feeling the perfect temperature of warm sun, feeling that sun on my body, allowing me to just melt, melting all the rest of the tension I'm holding right down into the sand. As I'm feeling that beautiful sun on my skin, I also feel a nice cool breeze across me. As I breathe in, I smell the sea air. Hear the waves lapping on the beach and the seagulls playing. In this moment, I know all is well. So I invite you to stay in that beautiful, relaxed position for as long as you can. Wishing you all much love. And I will see you on the 20th.